and yeah, he's coming along. So I'm happy for him. I mean, you think about where he was a month ago that night, to where he is now. Basketball doesn't even enter my mind. It's just, thank God he was healthy and walking, moving, and on a good path.
How's his spirits been overall through this whole process? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's a pretty traumatic injury. To go through what he went through was pretty tough. So, first couple of weeks we didn't see much of him. We were either traveling or he was not feeling well enough to come in. And so the good news is now we're seeing a lot of him, and he's getting to hang out with the guys and shoot around. So he's feeling better.
Basketball-wise, is the main goal just to make sure he's okay by training camp? Or you're not too worried about him coming back?
We're just kind of taking. Sorry about that. We're kind of taking it like week by week. I'm not even thinking about this year or next year or anything like that. It's just as he gets better, he gets to do more, and we'll just see where it all goes.
Any after Steph yesterday or today?
No, Steph's doing fine.
Steve, I asked about that today, but what do you remember about Steph's shot back in 2015?
Yeah, I remember that well. I remember I thought he got fouled, and so I thought it should have been a 4-point play. I also remember that he had taken a long 2 just before then, and then Mo Spates made the play of the game, getting the offensive board and finding Steph in that corner. That was a wild comeback. I think we came from 20 down in the 4th, maybe. That was just an absolute show by Steph. Yeah, Steph will start.
Is there a minute number you're looking at? I know 25-ish.
Yeah, I think, what did he play, 27 or 28? There. I think it's safe to say we'll ramp that up a little bit more. Again, there's no formula, there's no restriction, but safe to say I think he'll get over 30 minutes in the next one.
Psychologically speaking, the fact that Patrick gets to at least come back with the core and start doing some stuff, what's that been like for him? Is he...
That what?
That psychologically speaking, now that he's able to come back onto the court and do like shooting drills and dribbling drills.
Patrick?
Yeah. Just what's that been like?
I think he's just happy to be back out here. It's been a long few weeks, and it's just he's getting his legs back underneath him, and he's happy to be around his teammates.
When you have assistants interviewing for head coaching jobs, what's kind of your thought process? Are you just encouraging of them pursuing those opportunities?
Yeah, they're all encouraged to pursue any opportunity as long as it doesn't affect our preparation. So it could be in between series, it could be on an off day within a series, but we ask the other teams to come to our direction. So I don't think I've ever had a coach get on a plane during a series to do an interview. Everybody has always had the courtesy to come to the Bay, and that's always been the case, and that's the way to do it.
Do you take it as kind of a sign of respect for your staff that you've had several assistants now who've been targeted for head coaching jobs by other
I look at it more than, I just have this long and storied coaching career. After several decades of coaching, I've grown these branches off my tree. Oh wait, no, that's not the case. I've only been coaching 3.5 years, so I think it's it should be a feather in the cap of the organization. Generally speaking, when the team does well, people do well. Players sign free agent contracts, for a lot of money within their teams. Coaches get jobs, assistant GMs get jobs, like Travis. So I think our whole organization is very proud when other people come and try to steal our people.
It's not like Jaron or Mike said that you mentored him a lot.
What's that?
It's not like Jaron or Mike said in their interviews that you're just a mentor for them.
The main guy I like to refer to is Alvin. I feel like Alvin is a part of my coaching tree. I had to mentor him, and then finally a couple of years ago, I took him out of the nest and I just said, you have to fly on your own, and I just tossed him gently, and he flew all the way to New Orleans, and it's really worked out. But he owes me everything.
Give him any advice now that he's down 2-0?
No, I don't think so.
After Draymond had the little altercation with Rondo, he got tangled up with AD. I'm sure the fans here kind of had some things to say to him. Do you think he kind of embraces that when the fans are booing him and getting on him?
Oh yeah. Draymond embraces that role. He's an instigator. He's a competitor. He's loud. He's brash. And in my experience, you need guys like that to win. So thank God we've got him. But the flip side of that is he's going to get booed and people are going to yell and scream at him. I don't think he cares that much.
Did you have any thoughts on the situation with Barkley and Draymond? I mean, you worked at TNT, Charles, and obviously Coach.
I didn't take it very seriously. It's just Charles. Charles is so good at his job. I know he apologized and stuff, but I didn't think he was going to be on. It's like he's just. That's the reason that show is so great, because it's humor. It's like they're going to say stuff that other people won't say, but you can't take it seriously. So I didn't take it seriously, but I saw that he came out and apologized. And I don't think Draymond was too offended ultimately, but it's just part of it.
You were obviously on that end before, somebody who's done TV and been in that position before. Were there ever any times where you may have said something that you kind of regretted?
Yeah, that's a hard position to be in. It's easy to say something that you immediately regret. I think one time I said I wanted to punch Marv Albert in the face. Immediately regretted it. He ignored me for the next few minutes on the telecast. And at halftime we made amends and we were fine in the second.
You actually meant that, right?
I did mean that, yeah. But sometimes you shouldn't say the things that you mean.
Right.
What chances would you give Draymond of guarding Barkley?
Draymond of guarding? Right now?
Right now, Barkley's prime. Be close, man.
Why are you trying to stir things up? Like you want just more fodder for the show?
Yeah, instigator.
Yeah, you're being Draymond now. You're an instigator. Next question.
Steve, obviously in the playoffs, defensive tactics change a lot, and oftentimes guys just don't get guarded as much. Like Rondo, they're leaving Draymond wide open.
Right.
When was the first time, I guess, you remember someone doing that in the playoffs? And obviously it's worked to success for you guys a couple of times.
It's something that happens a lot more now since they changed the illegal defense rule, which was, I want to say, 2001.
Yeah.
So, and as coaches have gotten smarter and the game has evolved and you've seen offenses evolve, I think you've seen more of, I've seen more of it. It was actually almost impossible before 2001. You know, Greg Ostertag would go stand up at the wing, and you had to stay with him. And so I apologize to Greg for using him as an example.
I think Greg understands.
Yeah, the parking lot. We used to call that the parking lot. You had to go out to the parking lot to stand with the non-shooter. Now you don't have to do that. You can basically play a pseudo zone as long as you don't stay in the lane for 3 seconds. So you've seen more and more of that. I think it makes for a much more interesting game strategically. First time we did it was with Tony Allen against Memphis. We had Bogut guard him and just control the paint. And it worked, but you know it doesn't always work. Sometimes guys make shots, or you can get a little out of sorts. I think we did it against Oklahoma City a couple years ago with Andre Roberson, and they exposed it a little bit before we went back to a more traditional defense. So you've got to kind of figure it out depending on your opponents, depending on how the series is going.
Is that something you had stolen when you first did it, stolen from Pop or somebody else? Have you ever seen it happen before?
No, it was Ron Adams' suggestion in that Memphis series.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I had seen.
It had to have happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely happened. But again, I think the rule change allowed for so much more creativity. You see the way everybody plays now with the switching. What happens on the backside of the switching is what's really interesting in the NBA. And people, you bump off a guy. That was all illegal 20 years ago. You couldn't do any of that. And so the game has gotten much more sophisticated defensively because of your options.
Steve, I know you're having fun with the whole assistant thing, but just in all seriousness, how have you seen Jaren and Mike this year with the role that they have? Obviously, it's different.
I think all of our guys have really evolved. Jaren has been fantastic. I think his voice has grown stronger. He has more conviction in what he's saying. I think he picks up things really well strategically. He builds great game plans. He's sharp. He's funny. He's self-deprecating. I just think like anybody, once you've been doing something for a while, you gain more confidence. And so, Jaren now compared to 4 years ago, he's really come out of his shell and emerged. And I think he's going to be a head coach in the league.
Steve, what do you expect to see from them differently at home, especially on the defensive end?
I think the biggest thing for us, we've got to come in understanding the frenzy that we're going to face with this crowd. New Orleans had 39 fast break points on our home floor in Game 2. So they're coming after us, and we've got to be ready for that force. It's the way they play anyway, but especially being down 2-0 and coming back to their fans, it's going to feel like a hurricane. So we've got to be ready to really take that force and that type of energy and pace and be able to combat that.
Do you also warn you guys about maybe foul discrepancy flipping? You guys are way more free throws involved.
Yeah, we're going to get some fouls called on us early for sure. You got to be ready for that. You got to just play through anything like that. Play with poise. By the way, I realized immediately that I used the phrase hurricane. I apologize because obviously this is not a place you want to use that metaphor after what happened here. So anybody who's offended, please understand that was a bad metaphor.
You order those things every night, though.
What's that? They do order them there. That's true. Maybe that's a bad